And then exploratory searching. You're going to be doing a lot of exploratory searching in a lot of different phases of putting together your review, but this can also be helpful in determining what databases are giving you the most relevant information here. So I've got sort of a sample search on virtual learning, basically, is what I'm doing here. And in any of the EBSCO databases, so I started out in PsycInfo, but what I can do is I can come over here to choose databases. And then what I did is I selected all. I'm not going to need all of them, and it slows down my search and it does things. So I don't recommend doing this just every time you're searching. In fact, very seldom do I recommend doing this. But what it can do is when I'm searching for databases, I can run this search in all of these databases at once. All right, there we go. So, of course, I've got way more articles than I want to deal with, but part of that is if I come down here, I can see all of the different databases that are giving me search results for this topic. And again, I did this search, and this is much broader than what your search strategy will ultimately be, because this is still just me trying to get an idea of what's covering this subject. And so I can see here, Academic Search Complete. I already know that Academic Search Alumni Edition, I don't need because that's already covered here. Medline, education source. If I haven't previously identified education source as an important database, now I know that this is an important database for this topic area. And then the science and technology collection. I might not have necessarily thought of that because I've got education brain, right? And so now that I've seen that the science and technology collection is pulling up a lot of search results, I can go in, I'm just going to look at this particular database, and I'm going to determine, so we know they've got a lot of results, but are these results relevant for the topic that I'm interested in? And so we've got a lot of distance learning in the classroom. And so this makes me say, okay, I think I do want to include this in my ultimate search. And I may not have seen that in other systematic reviews. I may not have thought about that one. So that exploratory searching, and again, that's really going to depend on your topic, right? Since that particular one is multidisciplinary, that exploratory search is much more helpful than it would be on my ankle injuries topic, for example, right? Okay, so, and then finally, I talked about this already, but ask your librarian. We are absolutely, like, this is what we do, is we dig in the databases all day, every day, right? It's like, we're very happy to tell you our experience digging in those databases and where we think would be the most beneficial places for you to search. Okay. Oh, and then I did want to point out, best practice for systematic reviews is to search in at least 3 databases. And one of those databases should be multidisciplinary. And so I just want to point out the 2 recommended multidisciplinary databases that I recommend for almost everybody is Web of Science or Academic Search Complete. And depending on what your topic is, my guess is that for both of those research questions, those sample research questions that we were playing with, Web of Science is probably going to be the better multidisciplinary database. But for your like education types of things, more your social sciences, Academic Search Complete will probably be more appropriate for you on those. But definitely feel free to explore in both of them and see what you come up with.